Hi, Bruce. I'm Ezelle from The Upcoming. Lovely to speak to you. Congratulations on this fantastic film. So, could you tell us a bit about your role in it, what drew you to it, and what it was like in terms of being so physically challenging for you?
Oh, sure. So when I was cast, I didn't know which position in the boat I was going to be. I think George was just trying to work out his cast. He had Callum on board, and I'm not sure how early Joel Edgerton was cast, but I think he set out his core kind of cast members, and from the auditions that he saw for Joe Rance, he was able to cast the rest of his boat. And getting that call was completely unexpected and out of the blue. And I hadn't yet read the book or anything. I didn't know too much about the story. But after I was cast, I didn't even know which character I was going to be assigned yet. But I read the story, and I was like, it was between Shorty or Don Hume. I was like, I wonder if there's a chance that he might have me in for either of those characters. I found Don Hume really fascinating. This really kind of edgy kind of guy, doesn't speak too much. He's very hard on himself, and actually all these boys are superheroes in a way, like they're incredible natural rowers. So to get the call and say that we're interested in you for a part in the boat was all that I was kind of, that was all that I really wanted. It didn't matter where I was in the boat at all. So it's great. It was great to play Shorty. It would have been nice to find out, have a little bit more footage on him, and do some have a little bit more real life kind of information about him. But these boys, I think they're written really well individually in the book, and the book I think was the main source for me in terms of information and research. And you just show up and do the work. Also try to add a little bit of yourself into it too. So yeah, just like a nice little mixture, and acting with these boys was an absolute pleasure as well. So like we each took it and ran with it. We understood what was needed to be done. So.
And obviously that physical preparation, I believe that took like 3 months. So what was that like working with George and bringing that physicality to your role?
George let us train. He really, really let us train. And we worked really, really hard, trained with a physio. And he visited once or twice during training, but he let us do it, and we weren't very good at the start. But after 2 months, and then the extra additional things, when we were shooting, when we weren't needed for the scenes, we'd be in the boat training. So it was like the training continued as the process went on. We just wanted to do the film so much justice and be the most able-bodied rower that we could, So yeah. I mean, I'm gobsmacked. You don't get calls like that. It came out of the blue, and I auditioned for Callum Turner's part. And it went to Callum Turner, and it's like, thank you, Bruce, for auditioning, but it's got to Callum Turner, and you forget about it.
Yeah.
And a couple months later, I get an email saying George wants to Zoom call with you. And it's like, I was straight on the phone to my mum and dad. I was like, I'm having a Zoom call at yours. You're going to be part of this. Like, this is batshit crazy. And I want you to come on the journey with me. And he basically had one question for me. It was like, are you ready for the physical aspect of it? And I was like, is that all you want to know? I was like, yeah, I'm fine, let's go, And he was like, great, let's do this. We want you in the movie, we want you in the boat. And it was really like, and I was like, okay, well, thanks, and the rest is kind of history, really. It was exciting, it was daunting. The shorts were very short and the tops were very tight. But after 5 minutes, you're looking around, the boys are also in the same costume. It's like, okay, well, yeah, we have to really lean into this. And it was fun. It was really, really fun because, it was like, it was great. The costumes were great. Jenny Egan, the costume designer, fantastic personality, fantastic woman. She's also worked with George on a number of other projects as well. So George seems to have his core team kind of worked out. Him and Grant have done a bunch of movies together. He knows what he's doing, so that's, that's success right there. Sure. Yeah, sure. I mean, I'm open to it. Like every movie that's made deserves to have its place. It's a story. Every story needs to be told. I really enjoyed Babylon last year.
Yeah.
Great Hollywood movie. Margot is one of the most impressive Margot Robbie performances I've ever seen in my life. You know, so it's like it's great. Yeah, absolutely. My most memorable cinema experience. I have to say, you know, it was last year when during the movie Babylon. I don't want to give spoilers, but Margot Robbie does some quite atrocious. No, not even atrocious. Quite. There is a scene in which she eats a lot of food and she's at a very expensive dinner party.
I know the one.
And I was just absolutely floored. It was incredible, gobsmacked. And I think that was like actually my most recent memorable film experience was just watching Margot Robbie in that scene in Babylon do her thing and just be in awe about how uninhabited she is. Great, just absolutely fantastic. Yeah. Uninhibited, I think. I said uninhabited, that's a different word. Uninhibited. It's great. It's great that the film is finally coming out and the world is able to watch it. It's been a long time coming, you know, and I think this is the film that the world needs right now, you know. I think just the way it makes you feel when you come out of the theatre, it really is that kind of feel-good movie. That makes you kind of forget about your own life for 2 hours. And I think as actors and as entertainment providers, like that's all that we can hope for. Like, come on this journey with us, let us like take care of your brain space for a little bit, and then we'll send you home smiling. You know, I think that's why the world really, really needs this movie. So we hope that the rowing community are really going to enjoy it, I think. But even if you've never rowed before, even if you know nothing about rowing, I think you can appreciate this story about these individual boys letting go of their individuality and coming together as a team in unison and winning against the Germans. No, you know, it's great. It's like it's a great story and one that we're pretty sure that we've kind of hit the nail on the head here. You know, especially with Grant and George's involvement with it. Like they knew what they were doing from the very start. You know? He goes, here's the thing, guys. And then he'll tell a story. So here's the thing that you see him do in every chat show ever is like, he's very much what you see is what you get with George, you know? And I never felt like nervous to be around him. He made me feel very, very comfortable. The rest of the boys too, you know, he was great. We could really lean into like the comfortability that he brought to set every day. It made the job not so serious or daunting or like, you know, we had a job to do, yeah, but we're gonna have fun doing it, you know. And you can see us really enjoying ourselves in the movie. It comes across really, really well, I think. Will I continue to row in the future? Maybe. Like I you know, the summer that we finished, I thought about phoning there's a boat club near me where I live. I really thought about phoning and jumping in on the boat, but I never did it. I should have done it. I tell you why. I didn't do that though, because it's so difficult. It's so hard. It's such a hard team sport because not only is it technically very difficult, but you've got your heart and lungs are burning after 500 meters. And if you're rowing a 2K race, you've got to keep up this pace that is being asked of you in unison. It's hard. It's bloody brutal.
Yeah.
So I think that's the real reason why I didn't
Get there.
I was like, you know what? I'm going to take the next year off and maybe just like maybe stick to the rock climbing. Like I like to rock climb. Maybe that's less intense than that.